Hodges was born in Laurinburg, North Carolina. She received her bachelor's degree from Southern Connecticut State College, her MBA from National University, her joint professional military education, Phase 1 master's degree in military arts and sciences from United States Army Command and General Staff College, her JPME Phase 1 master's degree in strategic military studies from the Naval War College, and her JPME Phase 2 degree in 2007 from the Joint Forces Staff College. She enlisted in the Marine Corps in 1978, and after training and supply school, was assigned to the 1st Medical Battalion of the 1st Force Service Support Group at Camp Pendleton, San Diego, California. She was promoted to 2nd Lieutenant and served with the Supply Battalion, 3rd Force Support Group, Okinawa, Japan, from 1981 to 1983. From 1983 to 1986, she served as a supply officer at Fleet Marine Force Pacific Headquarters in Hawaii, where she was promoted to captain. From 1986 to 1989, she served with the Ground Supply Section, Reserve Headquarters, 4th Marine Air Wing, New Orleans, Louisiana. She then served with the Headquarters Battalion, 2nd Marine Division at Camp Lejeune from 1990 to 1993. In 1991, Colonel Hodges deployed to Saudi Arabia and Kuwait as a supply officer with the battalion as part of Operation Desert Storm during the Gulf War. In 1993, Colonel Hodges was transferred to the Marine Corps Air Ground Combat Center base at 29 Palms, California, and promoted to major. She was posted to the Combined Arms Exercise Program at the Marine Corps Training Program branch at Quantico, Virginia in 1997. And in 1998, she was promoted to Lieutenant Colonel and was assigned to the 1st Maintenance Battalion at Camp Pendleton. In 2000, she served in exercise natural fire in Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania, and took command of the 1st Maintenance Battalion at Camp Pendleton. She was promoted to colonel and served as chief of the Joint Training Division at NATO Joint Warfare Center, Stavanger, Norway, from 2003 to 2005. She was promoted to full colonel in 2004. In 2006, Colonel Hodges became commander of Camp Lejeune. From 2008 to 2010, she served as Director of Readiness Assessment in the Marine Corps Officer of the Inspector General in Arlington, Virginia. She retired from the Marine Corps in 2011 and became CEO of Raldolpho Corp Group, LLC in 2013. Colonel Hodges serves on the board of the Home for the Brave and initiated Operation Noble Heart, Back on the Track, and the Hardcore Warrior Award. Her honors include the Legion of Merit, Defense Meritorious Service Medal, Meritorious Service Medal, Navy and Marine Corps Commendation Medal with 3 stars, and Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medal. Please join me in welcoming Colonel Hodges.
Wow, I don't know who that was. I'm just honored to be here, and I'd like to thank Dr. Dooley for inviting me, Katrina, and the team for this VEP program. It is awesome. I feel like I know all of you, and I've only been here a day. This has been a great opportunity. Congratulations to all of the veterans who are completing this course of study and for taking the next steps toward the next chapter of your lives. I'm happy and honored to be with you all tonight. You have embarked upon a wonderful journey that may affect you for the rest of your lives and the lives of your families. This is a fantastic opportunity to use the skills and expertise that you've gained in the military to create a mission of your own. You can develop a course of action, and that will be yours to change as necessary to meet your objectives. I'd like to talk a bit about my journey to get here tonight. When I graduated from Southern Connecticut State College, I started a master's program, and I'd been going to school just about, felt like all of my life, so I decided to drop out of that program and find my dream job, whatever that was. At that time, I didn't even know what my dream job was, but I was going to look for it. And then after about 3 months, I started to panic. And I said, I got to find a real job, because I was working at my church for whatever the pastor felt like giving me that week, whatever the outcome from Sunday. So I said, I've got a college degree, I got to use it. So I was walking. I don't know if any of you have been to Connecticut. In the winter, it's very cold. So one day, I don't even remember where I was coming from, but I was downtown, and it was right after a snowstorm in March, and I was walking by the recruiter's office, and I thought, wow, I never thought about the military, so let me go in here and ask some questions and maybe enlist. And if I enlist, no more than 4 years. No more than 4 years. So I knew that there was some disqualifiers. Didn't want to join the Army. Sorry. I'm sorry. I had a father and a brother who was in the Army, and I loved them to death, but didn't want to be like them. I absolutely did not want to join the Marine Corps. That was totally out. I dated a guy in high school who went and joined the Marine Corps, and every time he came home, he was complaining about the crazy things that the Marine Corps had him do. I said, nope, not joining the Marine Corps. So I said, okay, I'll look at the Navy and the Air Force. Well, both of them waitlisted me. It was either 6 months or a year, and I said, by that time, I'm going to have my dream job. So I said, thank you very much, I'm out of here, and I went to wait for my ride to come pick me up, and I was standing on the corner, remember, after a snowstorm in March, and I had no idea when this ride was going to come, so I heard a tap, tap, tap on the window behind me, and the Marine recruiter said, well, I see you went into the Air Force office and the Navy office. You didn't come see me. I said, there's a reason for that. So he said, well, at least come inside and stay warm. And I said, so I agreed, because I really hate to be cold. So I went inside, but I stayed by the door, and I kept looking out of that big picture window, and he started putting on his recruiting, tactics. He hadn't met his female quotas for the month, so I tried to ignore him, and he kept talking, and then, at some point I started listening, but not really moving out of my spot. So my sister comes in, hey, Mom's outside, it's time to go. He said, 2 for 1. So he starts talking to her, and he said, well, you can go in on the buddy program. And I said, nope, not doing it. So somehow he caught her ear, and she was listening, and little did I know that she went back without letting me know, and 2 months later, she was in Parris Island, South Carolina. I'm thinking, what is going on here? So he says, oh, your sister's there, she's doing great. And I said, oh, they brainwashed her already. She sent home a letter, it's not bad. I said, oh, God, they've got my sister. In the meantime, he's calling me on the phone, hey, you need to go in. I said, okay, they brainwashed my sister, I have to go in and save her. So a month after that, I was in Parris Island. I enlisted, and I immediately started looking for my sister, who was actually downstairs from me. I was upstairs in, 4th Battalion. We're 4th Battalion. And we pretended to smoke. Neither one of us did, but we could cross paths in the corridor downstairs as the smokers went outside to smoke. So that's how we kind of ran into each other, and I wanted to choke her at that point, but we hugged instead, and then moving on. So we both ended up at Camp Pendleton, and I was in 1st Medical Battalion, and one of the chiefs realized that I had a college degree. So he started talking, you need to apply for an enlisted commissioning program. I said, nope, just doing 4 years and I'm out of here. Nope, doing 4 years. He said, Lance Corporal Hodges, or Corporal Hodges at the time, you need to apply for this program. So I did. The little arm twisting, I applied for an enlisted commissioning program. And God's got jokes. I was accepted under the enlisted commissioning program, and a year later, I was off to Quantico, boot camp number 2. So once I was there, Officer Candidate School is a whole nother program. They teach you to lead, where in boot camp they teach you to follow. So I said, okay, this could be interesting. And the funny thing was, once I was commissioned, you know, as an enlisted Marine, you look at these officers and, you know, you give them their respect and you kind of look at them in awe, but I'm only going to do 4 years, so it's okay. So I looked around and I was surrounded by second lieutenants. And then it dawned on me, I are one. So I said, I could probably do this. So once I got out into the fleet, Marine Corps, after Officer Candidate School, the Marine Corps kept giving me opportunities to grow. And every step of the way, I kept saying that they're moving the door for the out, because once you're commissioned, that 4 years starts all over again. I didn't know that at the time. So it was like, it kept giving me an opportunity to grow. And once I was, you know, started to get promoted, it was like 2.5 years at one duty station. Once I learned the job and figured out the job, they moved me to another duty station. I said, another opportunity to grow. So that's how I continued to go in the Marine Corps. And then about 13 years in, I decided, I was thinking, well, something happened, and I was kind of like my eyes opened, and I said, well, maybe this is my dream job. And I said, okay, I could do this. So I went on, in 19 years and 3 months, I said, well, it's time to think about retirement, because 20's coming up. 22 years came up, and I said, God, I forgot. I was off to another duty station in the meantime, so it wasn't until I had done 29 years, well, actually 29 years of commission time, because I'd already done 2.5 years of enlisted time. I got a phone call from Headquarters Marine Corps Retirement Branch. They said, Colonel Hodges, are you going to retire? Or are you just going to fade away? I said, neither. Well, that didn't go over really well, so 33 years, 3 months, and 18 days later, I finally retired. But remember, I'm only 25, so don't do the math. But it was a great career. As you can see, I got to command organizations that some, especially females, did not was not allowed, hadn't done at that point in time. I commanded a maintenance battalion. No female had ever done that. And I was stationed in NATO when I got the call that I was selected to command Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune. I thought, this cannot be, because first of all, I'm a colonel. Second of all, I'm female. And third, I'm black. And there had never been a black male or a colonel command a Marine Corps installation. But I called one of my mentors and I said, sir, what's going on here? He goes, well, you got selected to command the base. And I said, but I'm a colonel. He said, but you're selected. So I came out of NATO early, because that's a joint command. Once I did 2 years, they let me out, and they sent me to Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune. It was an awesome, awesome tour of duty. I got to interact with families, with Marines, with sailors, with Coast Guard. I kind of ran a mini, well, it wasn't a mini city, it was a big city in the midst of Jacksonville, North Carolina. And it was an opportunity to work with civilians, to work with, like I said, all branches of the service, and it was an outstanding opportunity for me. And during my time in the military, I always came up with these ideas what my dream business would be. Okay, I had my dream job. Now, what is my dream business going to be? Had everything from opening a restaurant to major contracting. And what happened was, when I retired from the military, I hadn't really figured out what business I wanted to go, and I knew I wanted to do something of my own. Once I, circled the Beltway a couple of times looking for my dream job again, I said, okay, everybody loves hot dogs. How many people in here like hot dogs? See, everybody loves hot dogs. I personally don't like them, but I knew everyone loves hot dogs. So I wanted to open a hot dog restaurant. So how many people have heard of SCORE? I was mentored by the Small Business Administration's SCORE program, and they said, Adele, you've got to sell a lot of hot dogs to maintain a restaurant. They said, you should get a cart. I said, there's no way I'm pushing a cart around any city. So one day, I'm driving from Falls Church, Virginia to Bridgeport, Connecticut, and I saw on the internet that there was a truck mart that was selling a step van, and I just went to look at it, and I don't know why, but about a month later, I had a food truck. So right now, my business, Ralpho Group, stands for every letter in my family. There are 10 of us, including mom and dad on both ends, and one of them is a food truck called Decadent Dog. So I want my hot dogs to be decadent. But like I said, this is a great opportunity. I'm sorry I did not have this program available for me before I started my business. I mean, it's still a business. It's not as big, and it doesn't make me much money, thank God. I don't have to depend on it to live, but it's a good side job, let's say. But it's something that I do because I love it. I love spending time with my family, and that's what we do. And they call it, we're in the town that we kind of grew up in, and they call it the Hodges truck because, everybody on the truck that does any kind of job is a Hodges. But anyway, the one thing I'd like to leave with you is, and I kind of took this from my time in the Marine Corps, is every individual that works for you is important. No matter how menial their job is, no matter what they do for you, they are there to support your mission. They are there to do their job to make your mission succeed. So I would like to make sure and tell you that no matter who's working for you, whether it's a contractor, someone who cleans up after you, your partner, or an employee, treat them as if they are part of the business, and treat them as part of you and your mission, because your success, there is going to be their success as well. So thank you again for allowing me to come here. I can't tell you how honored I am. I look out, I see people, I see Marines, I see soldiers, and please don't, the general's looking at me like you said, I don't believe she said that about the Army, but I love the Army. I've worked with the Army, I've worked with the Navy, so I love you guys, sir, I do. Thank you. But again, I appreciate, this such a wonderful program, and thank you for everyone, the supporters, the staff, the team. Sir, thank you so much for allowing me to be your guest speaker, and God bless all of you. Good luck with your endeavors, and God bless America. Thank you.